fashion.
Blessed by Gandhi, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like LeBron James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Refuse not falling for the FOMO. Listening to Coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum NFTs. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I gotta shout out
Started
the
off with a
party.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Breaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in suits. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, miny, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. Had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the drive with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
GM, welcome to Coffee with Captain. I'm Cap. Happy Thursday, everyone. Hope you're all having a great week. Hope everyone enjoyed that U.S. men's national team victory over Bosnia last night. Big W, although ridiculous red card. Now that I'm the football expert, I can weigh in on this sort of stuff. And yeah, really, really bad call. You've probably seen the clips if you were paying attention. They even shared a very similar play by the GOAT Messi, and not even a yellow card was called. So tough card, because now one of the U.S. stars will be out of the next game. The red card carries not just booted from the game that they got the red card in, but also unable to play the next game. And there is no appeal process. So he is out. Balogun is out for the Belgium game, facing the feared Lukaku. And but good day, all around good day in the World Cup streets once again. Another 3-figure day in the underdog draft streets. I will take the money printer continues, and giving me more confidence that I can do this football thing. We're live here on Coffee with Captain every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. We are live on X Audio. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Abstract. And while we've been live on X Video, we're gonna request a little extra love and attention on the X Video stream. It's pinned up top. It's the second post from it's currently the middle post, second post from the left. And X just kicked off a $1 million streamer competition. No idea how it's getting divvied up. I'm guessing a few of the, like big accounts will end up gobbling up most of that. But nevertheless, love to see them putting more time, development, and efforts into live streaming here on X. So it doesn't really change, quite frankly, anything for us, because we've been streaming by way of StreamYard is where we broadcast, and then it pushes out to X and YouTube and Abstract and any other streaming sources. So we have a lot of the features that they are launching with X Video, albeit just launching them natively on X, and more so than what they just announced. I'm excited. I think it's a good sign that of just more development to come for live streaming content creators on X. So love to see that. Who knows what really becomes of it? But I see Sergito out there. Congrats to the Mexican team. Enjoyed that game of the night. And I just put a bet in this morning. Usually I've only been opening tickets like for the day of. I've not been betting a bunch of futures. I'll just wait till the day of, and I'll usually pick a parlay of who I all three winners, just money lines. So it's possible. Just missed it yesterday. I had everything right. Was already celebrating as Senegal was up 2-0. They were my upset of the day and was looking good until Belgium scored a goal in the 86th minute and then ended up winning it 3-2 after a 2-0 comeback. So that stung a little bit. I also had Saar to score the first goal, and he almost did twice, like hit the post. It was very not a bad beat, but it was a tough beat nevertheless. And but my parlay, the first parlay I opened this morning was U.S. and Mexico, both the hometown favorites to win in the round of 32. And while a little nervous about U.S. with one of their stars going to be missing, I think Mexico should be favored. Again, I know that now, sport that I really didn't pay much attention to professionally 3 weeks ago, it's now become part of my personality. I am, probably not the talking head that carries any weight when I share this sort of stuff, but they've been playing much better. I mean, almost every metric they've been playing better. You got a neutral field. I think Mexico might have a chance, if not slightly favored, to beat England, and they're going into Mexico City. I think I saw they've lost twice there in the last 89 matches, something crazy, dating back to 1956. They've lost 2 times, and it's crazy home field advantage. I think yes, the Seattle fans are great. Yes, awesome place to catch a match, but I don't know, man. I think the Mexican team might have the biggest home field advantage over U.S. playing in Seattle, over Canada playing in Toronto or Vancouver. Real home fan advantage. And then you add in its elevation. England's not used to playing above a mile above sea level or whatever the elevation is. And yeah, I think so. Needless to say, when I saw that Mexico was dogs this morning, I smashed that. And not only did I do the parlay, I'm probably going to go back and do some more. Probably put some more on just Mexico to win because of all the games so far that we know in terms of matchups of the round of 16. That is the one to me that just looks mispriced. The underdog, I think, should be the favorite, and that doesn't happen often. Don't copy Tribby on these though. If you are, do your own research, because I'm not the expert here. Oh, Canada is playing in Houston this next game. Well, they were playing in Toronto and in Vancouver, so they have had home field advantage. No more, but yeah, we got another great slate today. We've got I get to see my guy Yamel score a goal or two. Ronaldo hopefully can score. I'm not calling that upset. I still think Portugal wins, but I wouldn't be shocked if Croatia pulls it off. But it's Portugal, Croatia, Spain, and who is Spain playing? You can tell I have fired a few drafts this morning, but 0 Austria players. I'm stacking Spain, Portugal, and then Switzerland, Algeria. I think Algeria might be the upset today if we get one. I'm not going to witness that because they're playing at demon hours. Game kicks off at 11 p.m. tonight. I'm guessing they're playing in Vancouver, but even still, 8 o'clock p.m. seems like a late match. Yes, the Swiss are favored. Algeria's got like 24% chance to win, but I like their attackers. So like partially why I want them to win is it's like doubling down on my player takes, my underdog drafts, and they have their striker and another forward, maybe midfielder. I think just are potentially likely to score. Mahrez, Riyad Mahrez is probably one of my, as far as value goes, he's going late in those drafts. I like him maybe the most of anyone on the slate today. And then Amin Guri, their striker or forward, are two of my favorite plays on the day, just in terms of value. Like you can get them late in drafts, and I think they both have some good goal equity. And on the other side, I like Mbalo for the Swiss. So leaning into that game, maybe being some more goals scored, and I think Spain wins going away. Portugal, Croatia likely to be more competitive, but I think Ronaldo gets one. He's clearly fading, and he's not on the level of Messi and Mbappe and Holland and even Kane. These that are continuing to drop two goals, hit braces seemingly every time they're on the pitch. But I do think Ronaldo gets one today. So that's World Cup with Cap. And Von Frunten made the joke earlier, but new segment that is loading is Coins with Cap. This is Blame Von Frunten. I'm not the boomer. He is. It popped into his brain. He put it in the wild. And then like a day later, it becomes a thing, collecting coins. I'm not collecting coins, but I did send this post to my mom yesterday because I think she got all excited. She's like, well, maybe I should buy some more cash. The U.S. Mint just created America's biggest scavenger hunt. Only 250,000 special edition July 4th quarters are entering circulation, and anyone could find one. If you were around, I mean, you could still find them, but in like the 80s, 90s, you just saw them just randomly. They did bicentennial quarters to celebrate the 200th anniversary. And just by comparison, I think they minted 1.6 billion of the bicentennial quarters. So 250,000, to put in perspective, is a very small drop. Now, most of those bicentennial quarters are worth a quarter. There was some, and I'm not the coin expert. I'm more of a soccer expert than I am a coin expert. I'll even call it football. But there was some like where they came off the mint. Like I think San Francisco might have been a more rare one, maybe Denver, and then there was some errors in those bicentennial quarters, which can go for a couple $1,000s. But with only 250,000, like I wouldn't be surprised to see these things going for like I guess maybe $100, maybe more in the short term, and then over as time goes on, I could see potentially like a I don't know if they even have Gem Mint or PSA grades coins. I have no idea. But I guess all that being said, if you get some change in the near future and you see a shiny quarter in there, maybe look and see. And if it does happen to be one of these, 250 anniversary or 250 birthday, whatever they're calling it. If you happen to see that in your bag of change, maybe set that one aside. Don't remove it from circulation. Even if it's worth $100, that's more than a quarter. Yeah, crypto's down so bad we're flipping quarters now, fellas, ladies and gents. We're flipping quarters and World Cup merch and memorabilia. We're flipping quarters and World Cup plushies from Costco. That's what's on the docket. But GM to all of our GMers, appreciate y'all helping us get warmed up. Machiavelli, Mike Campbell, Absolute Zero, Web3 Warhead, Zane, Block Mage, MT Dojo, Red Rad Reviews, and over in the abstract chat, Teacher Katie as always, and Mesh. Good to see you. Haven't been around for a while. Congrats on the new job. Getting that bread, more important than tuning into Coffee with Captain, but we certainly appreciate you when you can be here, as well as all those who've hit that like and subscribe over on YouTube. an abstract. And as we talked about earlier, the X video feed, little extra attention on that this morning, as everyone's favorite Nikita is giving away $1 million to live streamers here on X. No idea how they're doing it, but we'll lean into the extra attention for X video. And well, I guess I'll share Nikita's post if you missed it, because there's other creators that tune in here. So worth checking out, especially if you're in the live stream arena. He said, today we're announcing Live Studio, a brand new live streaming command center on X. X is where everything is happening now. So we're launching the best tools for pro streamers to go live, connect with followers, and manage their streams. Check it out on x.com in Creator Studio. Not a whole lot new or different yet, but as part of it, they are, to kick things off, we're also rewarding creators who live stream by allocating 1 million in the upcoming cycle. So start building your streaming audience now. More details to follow. So yeah, good luck, all the streamers. Go get your piece of that milli. Again, I interpret it as probably just being added to the monetization plan they already have in play. Those for those that are monetized and get the Elon bucks. Joey, I saw in the war room you lost me. I'm taking it you have me back now. Hopefully. Maybe you got me.
Yeah, I had to drop back down to listener and then come back up. I don't know what happened. I was hearing the X beeps, like when you hear like people coming up and down from the stage. So I was hearing that, but I wasn't hearing you. So it's probably something on my end.
It almost certainly
came up when you were talking the World Cup because a buddy of mine went out and bought some of the new 2026 Panini Prism boxes.
Yeah.
And bought 2 boxes. This was 2 days ago. So Tuesday, bought 2 boxes. And what does he pull? The Messi manga. I
think I saw them talking about this on my Instagram feed this morning. Yeah. Had to be your buddy.
He pulled the Messi manga in the Argentina jersey. There's been one last time I checked, there was one sale for $13,700. And lowest listed, I believe, on eBay right now with like $22K.
Sheesh.
And he picked up 2 retail boxes. And
how much are those boxes going for?
I honestly didn't ask if he bought blasters or megas or anything like that. So I don't know what he pulled it from. Or if he, let me see, 2026. But anyway, so the point is that watching him pull that, I immediately was like, man, do I want to open up the ones that we have,
yeah,
and see if I pull one. So the World Cup mega box looks like it's $60, and then the blaster, and I don't know if they're sold out or not. So maybe I don't know if he did if he got them pre-ordered or what, but he only bought 2. The blasters are $35 from what it looks. $35. They're black, gold, and white. So it looks like the blasters are like $35 and the megas are $60.
Not a bad pull on a $35 or $65 box.
I'm looking to see if if they're sold out or not. Let's see. So on Dick's, they are. If you go to dicksportinggoods.com, yeah. So you'd have to pre-order them, the megas, which means you wouldn't get them until like the second week, until August. But I know there's some out in the wild already. So I don't know if maybe he bought them direct from Panini when Panini did them. But yeah, he's got a sick looking card.
Love.
So, but then I went and I was like, man, maybe I should open my digital ones and maybe I'll get lucky and pull something like that. And I'm still just I'm on the fence on whether or not I want to open them, because the price continues to go up on the sealed packs as listings continue to go down. Last time I checked, there was only like 600 listings for the packs. Let me see. So there's 582 listings, and the floor price is now 166.
Sheesh.
So I'm like, man, I could just sell what I buy. 15 times 25 is 375. I could sell, two of these things and pretty much break even.
Seems like a no-brainer.
But then,
take the free roll.
Yeah, but then my thought is like, what if the 2 I sell has the Messi in it or
That's
has
why-
the Yamal in it? So it's like, which 2 do I sell? It's like, that total degen mind of like, open all 15, sell 2 and open 13, or
That's why I don't sell packs.
It's the collector in me that wants to chase these cards, but
yeah, it's not even the collector in me. It's the pure degen in me. That's why I don't sell packs, is because I don't sell things pre-reveal. I don't sell unripped packs. Although, if anyone would like to buy my Top Shot account, I'd like to unload the whole thing and rotate it over into Panini. I don't have the time. It's a pain to list moments over there individually, and I don't have the desire to go through my whole collection and list all these one-off cards and packs. But yeah, if anyone would like to buy my account, if that's possible, I'd love to. I'm looking. I've got 1, 2. It doesn't even show me the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, there's 6 sealed packs there. Well, I've got I don't know. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 packs. Apparently at one point I was buying Top Shot packs. I'd buy multiple and keep one unopened. See, I have like over 20 Top Shot packs unopened. I would love to, I'd almost swap them out for any Panini packs that are unopened at this point. Somehow my Top Shot score, I'm still a top 0.8% collector over there, and I haven't bought a thing for years. I don't know what that says about Top Shot, but I'm not making it PvP. I'm not going to go there, but I would love to. I'd love to sell all my Top Shot, all day in one swoop. And someone even said, like, Panini, do a vampire attack.
Did you open all your packs?
No, I have like 4 left, I think.
Okay.
But
what are you gonna do? You gonna open them or what?
I don't know. I'll probably. I mean, at some point, yeah, I'll open them. I just.
I mean,
the problem is, like,
telling me
it's
to
great. The floor price goes
sell-
up, but I'm not like, it's just. I don't know. It had to be like $1,000 before I start selling a pack instead of opening
Goat
it.
says I should just take a little profit and open 10 before someone pulls the 1 of 1. But here's the thing, but there's multiple 1 of 1. I don't know, like there's multiple 1 of 1s, right? So there's obviously a Messi 1 of 1. There's a Yamal 1 of 1. There's a Ronaldo 1 of 1. There's an Mbappe 1 of 1. There's a lot of 1 of 1s out there, and there's a lot of to 5s out there. So that, like, unless every single person opens every single pack, there's always going to be like a big chase available. I mean, you look at like IRL right now, like people are still trying to find the Tom Brady baseball card where he like wrote a message on it and autographed it. There's people still trying to find the Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James card. People are still trying to find, like, there's a lot of IRL cards that are still out to be found because a lot of people buy sealed stuff and never open them. So, like, I hear what Dort's saying about, like, sell some before someone pulls the 1 of 1, but there's a lot of 1 of 1s. There's a lot of to 5s.
Yep.
So there's a lot of big chase cards.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to dry up.
Unless it gets to the point to where there's only like
I don't think it dries up. I think
packs left. It's like,
yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that. I think it's just a matter of, does the momentum continue post World Cup? I think that's the big question.
That is the question.
I did see some. It must have been Spinotron had a take on, like, is it actually beneficial that Panini has lost, like, that doesn't have some of these licenses moving forward because less supply? Like, could they create the Kaboom cards and the other non-licensed cards? Yeah, they can, but they're just total supply of the cards of the individual players. It's going to be less because they don't have the license. And it was not surprised.
No, but then you have Topps printing these cards into the ground though. Like, I hear what he's saying.
But it's different. I think that therefore makes because the Topps is oversupplied in that scenario, makes the Panini ones more valuable because they're not printed in the ground. They don't have as much.
Are we saying the unlicensed ones or like the previous
the previous licensed one and unlicensed ones? There's just going to be less supply of these cards on Panini. I think it's partially where Top Shot got it wrong is they flooded supply. And I know there's still rare cards on there, just the total supply. They're not Pokemon. They don't need 10 billion cart moments a year, and there's just way too many. They do a pack and it'd be, just some random pack on a Thursday with 40,000 packs. It's just way too much supply for, and that wasn't like a one time for the World Cup. That was like on a weekly basis. Now they're not dropping that many anymore, but just too much supply. Even I think that still can diminish the value of, the one of ones and the of fives and of 125s. Like, it's just, once there's so many out there. I mean, Pokemon would be the, would check me on this and tell me I'm wrong, because they've got as much or more supply than anyone, and their grails are still grails. Top Shot just overestimated the novelty of moments. It's not that novel. Yeah, I agree. I know there was some back and forth on the moments are better than cards. I wholeheartedly disagree, because the other things, and I've shared this, I think, in comments and threads, as well as here, I'll share it again. Like, I agree wholeheartedly with Dort. Like, sometimes the moment makes me not want the item. Most of the moments suck. Like, is the OG Hand of God moment cool? Yeah. But we looked at the others, like Wimby's final moment's like a random block that was meaningless. Like, whereas if it was just a Wimby card from the finals, that's cool. That was Wimby's first final. I don't care about some random block. Like, come on. Like, the moments were just I think the oversupply of moments even had more of a negative impact than it would just be of oversupply of cards, because there's just now a bunch of moments that literally no one cares about. Like, you might care about the player, but I think you care more about that card if it wasn't some random, it's just a random assist on a Thursday. It's a random block on a Tuesday. Like, no one cares. Like, this is why I think a lot of people checked out from Top Shot. It just seemed very cash grabby. Oh, they're just going to make anything a moment. Like, at first, the thought of like, this is going to be like the LeBron chase down block or the LeBron turnaround three. There was like some really cool iconic moments early on. They were doing flashbacks like, a Vince Carter dunk. And like, did we ever even get a Michael Jordan moment? Like, how did that not happen? I know they did a Magic Johnson and they did some other old stars, but I don't even know. Did we ever even get a Michael Jordan moment on Top Shot? Does anyone know? I don't think we did. How's that even possible?
I mean, I guess they could have went through like video archives and found like a great one would be the shot he hit over Craig Elo.
Yeah, or the time he didn't push off and hit the game winner in Game 6.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Michael. I think, but I understand. So let me play the other side here, Cap.
Yeah, no Jordan moments.
We opened up. Yesterday I went to GameStop. I pre-ordered some Pokemon 30th anniversary stuff, and sitting at the register.
How much you pay for those?
2025 Panini Prism soccer boxes, blaster boxes, and I had a bunch of like GameStop credits and points or whatever. I was like, whatever, I'll take these 5. Maybe I'll get lucky and hit something big out of these 5, and I'll do it I'll rip them open while watching USA. I got nothing, literally nothing. I mean, I did pull a numbered card of the guy that hit the free kick for USA, Tillman. No, yeah, Tillman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of
the
cool.
Telemundo call, by the way,
and pulling that. But like, I didn't hit any big cards. Like, I would say like every card was a base card or like a color or number of like some no name, right? So to play the other side of the coin to what you're saying about like, we don't care about this random assist on a Thursday, you have to have quote unquote base cards, right? So like, I'm assuming Top Shot is looking at this from the perspective of, and again, I'm not saying they didn't oversupply, it wasn't too much, whatever. But I guess what they're looking at it from, if they come from a trading card background, is like all of these random assists on a Thursday are the quote unquote base cards, right? That fill the set while you're chasing the to 99, the to 50, to 25, the one of one, whatever it is. Again, I'm not taking their side, but you kind of have to have that in order to have some type of balance.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but they still made far too many. Case in point, and I've seen some people even defend this when comparing the recent pack sellouts from Panini to Top Shot. that the fact that they're defending, oh, well, that's just the $5 pack. They sold out of the more expensive. They sold out of the finals case. They sold out of the finals standard pack, and they sold out of the finals box. This is just a chance hit. It's only $5. There's only 2,500 packs. Like, this is, if you don't think they printed too many, like, this is proof positive they did. People want the more rare stuff. They don't care about the base stuff. Like, do you have to have them? Yeah, sure. They've supplied too many. The fact that the finals is over and they still haven't sold out, there's still 3,500 packs remaining that are only $5. Like, that's like one Spinotron buy on Panini.
Are these like
17 grand? Like, someone could
Can
buy.
you go to the marketplace? Are any of the finals cards like selling? Like, are any of the finals moments actually selling for a good price?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what are you chasing?
Well, that's the thing in the chance. I don't even know, but yeah,
Like, I'm assuming there's got to be a moment where like it's. I'm sure the chase is probably like something with the Knicks hitting a shot or the Knicks celebrating, right? Like, what is everyone trying to hit in that?
The 26 finals have. I'm trying to pull it up on stream here. Top Shot's not the most intuitive site to navigate their marketplace, but they're $7,152 to collect. I guess to collect the full set of the NBA Finals, but you've got like legendary moments are of 39. They start at $199 for a Shamet, and then a Steven Castle is $400. OG legendary is $1,300. Then the of fives, those start at $450. Dylan Harper, 1 of 1 is five.
Is that
grand.
OJ Anunoby legendary? Is that the tip in?
Yep. Yeah, the Hand of God. I'm trying to find what his of 1 is. Victor legendary of 39 is going for $938. The of 5 is going for $1,800.
Those are the listings though, right? Like, are there any sales though?
Yeah. Well, there was one sale. Average sale on the legendary Victors are $705. Again, that's the of 39. So yeah, I mean, there's sales. There's people. It's just too many. There's just too many. The Victor, too many, and of just stuff that's not like, this isn't. Yeah, it's legendary because it's a 1 of 1, but it's a random block. Like, be better. Like, who's curating this stuff? Who's saying, oh, you know what? This random block in game 3, that's the moment of the finals for Victor Wembanyama. No, it's not. Anyways, we do have 9 o'clock. We've got at the clubhouse. Those freaking jerks over at Board Ape Yacht Club keep stepping on us here, and they won't reschedule their show. I'm kidding. I haven't even asked them. But no, I'm serious. They are stepping on our turf. So instead, we're gonna spoil the entire Meet the Clubhouse. We're gonna front run. I'm gonna announce where Ape Fest is gonna be. I'm just gonna wait to do it at like 9:05, so you can't leave. You need to stand them up instead, and we'll share everything that they're planning to share. I saw I hacked the Google Drive. They forgot they had it shared with me previously, and so I've got the whole show script for today. We're just gonna front run them here. We'll be like 30 seconds ahead of their stream. This is the Spinotron post I was referencing earlier. Thanks for dropping that in the chat, Spino. Appreciate you. So this physical hobby just had an all-time high month again. 694 million, up from May's 680 million. Highest sale in June is the LeBron RPA 23 9.5 from 7-year run Exquisite by Golden & Co. It's the highest LeBron public sale ever. Did that auction complete? I referenced it here on the show when it was already like the highest bid before the auction completed. Is that did that LeBron sale, Spino, did that auction finalize, or is it still going on? And then on Panini blockchain, equally as impressive, all-time high monthly volume at 16 million, almost at a magnitude level of Heritage and alt auctions. Just blockchain licensed sports cards. JPEGs have also a 7-year catalog. All-time high in monthly active buyers at 4,300. Highest sale is Lamine Yamal Prism World Cup Nebula 1 of 1 at 210K. I think we might know who bought that one. Congratulations again, sir. Panini Panini blockchain of 7-year catalog, one manufacturer, one platform, relatively new category, is doing 2.4% of the all-time high physical performing hobby of a 160-year catalog, fully established and reasonably matured category, many different manufacturers and platforms. Read that again. If anything, Panini blockchain just proved that standalone digital assets on chain not only have a place, but it's growing hard and thriving and has staying power year over year for the last 7 years. Make no mistake, the charts of Panini blockchain are amazing, similar to the physical chart of the last 2.5 years. Both categories are related a bit, but not entirely correlated or causal one way or another in growth. Top Shot's having all-time lows, Panini having all-time highs, and the chart continues to show positive growth. So it's not yet. A lot of people, oh, it's just the World Cup. It's not though. You know, there's other cards are selling for big numbers. While that did it help this month? Sure. But look at the chart. Like it's pretty much been up only with a little bit of a little bit of dips, adjusted for seasonality. It really has been up only since they've launched. They're just sometimes building slow and deliberate and is better than a crazy bubble that inevitably bursts sooner than later. Then the other this is like where the in that post I just read, Spino comments, and this is what I had saw and was commenting on earlier, where talks like 6-year catalog for NBA and NFL is like perfect size. Further pack drops if having license would be dilutive and extractive, while having a hard cap in the catalog, that's supply crunch and open nostalgia. The seller of the LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan triple logo man lamented that when he sold it, he didn't know Upper Deck would lose the license, and those will not be obtainable with no more made. He sold it for low 5 figures, and now it's a mid 7 figures due to Kobe's logo man from the 3P finals. This is a hobby historically. Lose license, no more supply, price rocket ship. Late 90s PMG green and essentials credentials, 2000s exquisite. Now we're seeing this play out in real time on Panini blockchain. CryptoPunks only has 10,000 pieces and a trading volume of 3.3 billion. That creation was 9 years ago. Also, community there opposes second releases, etc. Panini blockchain is essentially CryptoPunks of licensed sports collectibles on chain. I think 6-year catalog is enough materials for VC market to cook. Panini only had 6.5 years versus 9 years of CryptoPunks. This comparison is not far-fetched. Both high pedigree, no roadmap catalyst, no utility as the main value prop. Also, Panini blockchain volume overtook Ethereum volume, which includes CryptoPunk volume in the last 7 days. Yes, more pack drops would be nice for pack flippers or short-term people to value create quickly or get new people in through ripping. While single market is wide open, all physical grail buyers are attacking exquisite circulating singles too. Panini blockchain will have plenty of that to offer. We talked about it on Latest Space. I believe that royalty from secondary will be significant soon, making primary releases not as necessary for revenue, but IP and portfolio keep expanding. So while I agree with all that, I also think that now losing those licenses does impact Panini, the company, in terms of revenue, right? Like it's not just the on-chain license, they're not having licensed football cards or NBA cards next year. Kind of a big deal for revenue for a company like Panini, but Panini is established. Like they're not going anywhere. Might they have a down year? Possibly. Might that still be beneficial for collectors because there's less supply of the Panini cards? Also, possibly, probably yes. What I think will, to the point of like pack gripping, and this is I think the challenge and the thread that, or the needle that Panini needs the thread is how can they do both? How can they still keep, so like, hey, you want to, now there is going to be another World Cup run. They have the license through the 2030 World Cup. But when you look at like NBA or NFL, they're not making more licensed products. So those cards that are out there, they are what they are. I think that the supply is not going to grow on those, the total supply. What is going to be the challenge for them is how do they continue to bring new people into the platform? Because quite frankly, if there wasn't these packs, if I couldn't have got these World Cup packs, I'm probably still not on Panini. Just because I personally, my style of collecting, it's just like, well, I'm not selling these packs even though they're up, 6x? Is that right? 25 to 1, almost 7x. I'm not selling them because I just enjoy the pack rip. I enjoy the chase. I'm hunting grails. I like buying something for 25 and potentially pulling an item that's several $1,000s. I'm not doing this to pay my mortgage or car payment. This is my fun bucket, and I'm chasing asymmetrical returns. So that said, I also, while I will collect and not sell things that I pull. I was just looking at my Top Shot. I still hold an Anthony Edwards card that I bought back, right when Top Shot came out. And it's actually one of the few cards that's actually up from what I paid for it. But I don't have the budget or the capital that someone like Spino does. I'm not out there spending, 6 figures on individual cards. It's just not. It's out of my range, as it is most people. So I personally enjoy building a collection by way of pack rips much more. Like, if I don't do the pack rips, am I going to go out and buy a Michael Elise card? No, I'm just, it's not something like, do I like him? Do I think he's good? Yeah, I think he's great. Do I like him more because I have a card that I pulled? Yeah. Am I going to go buy a card of his? Probably not. Not at this point. I'm not like completing sets. I'm new to the game, but I'm not rooting for him. I'm rooting for him to break the World Cup assist record in his first World Cup, because that'll add value to my card. But it's a card that I have because I pulled it in a pack, not because I went out and bought one for $50 on the secondary market. I'm not going to go out and buy a Lamel or a Lamine Yamal card. I'm not going to go buy a Lamine Yamal card on eBay for $50. But since I pulled one, I'm keeping it. That's my style. And where I'm going with this, I think the challenge that Panini has is, how can they continue to have fun, exciting pack rips that are plus EV that might go up? They don't need to go from 25 to 160, but have a $25 pack that maybe sells for $30 on the secondary market. And most of their packs are still selling above what they sold them for at Mint. So that's a good thing. They don't need to do it every week. They don't need to do it every day, but maybe one event a month where you've got something that, for people like myself that are building a portfolio through packs, chasing grails, hunting those one of ones, those of fives. But oh, by the way, when I pull players that I like and it's a of 275, I'm probably going to keep it and build my collection, build my portfolio through pack rips. That is the challenge. And maybe it is as simple as like, oh, they're going to do a Kaboom set. They'll do a Kaboom pack or whatever they call those packs. I think this is probably easier said than done. And I'm not telling Panini what to do. I'm not claiming to be the expert. I just think that I don't think it's that big a deal that they don't have the NFL or NBA license moving forward, as some are trying to make it out to be. I think it's because, like, where NFL All Day, that happens and they shut down and All Day is just done. Well, I think NFL All Day, Dapper Labs, they don't have the 60-year embedded base of collectors that does Panini. There's a few years in the making. Now, are the all-day cards, is there still a market? Yes, some, but it, like, basically once they announced they lost the license, we're not making any more cards, they went down to like 50% because the platform's actually shutting down. Like, they're just not supporting anything. There's not going to be anything new. That's very different than, oh, we just don't have the license, but we're going to do non-licensed cards and we're still going to continue to produce things that we do have a license to. I also wonder if this would have, and I know it's easy, Monday morning quarterback or hindsight, but I wonder if things play out differently if Top Shot wouldn't have if like they didn't bifurcate by sport. Like if Top Shot was sports collectibles and it was Top Shot and All Day under one umbrella, I'd feel a lot better about my All Day cards if they were under the same platform. It's the same company, but just different platforms. And now it's like, okay, they lost the NFL license. They're not making any more moments. They're not putting anything else in, any more support or funding into that. It's like, great. Like, I should just go click accept all those offers on All Day. I think it would be different. I would feel different as a collector if, like, okay, they lost the NFL license, but those cards still exist and they still are on a thriving platform that's doing all-time highs every month. That's, it's new record sales every month. Like, it's just like the platform itself isn't going anywhere. And then fast forward, a year from now, someone finds Panini and they get excited about the next drop that they're doing, and they also happen to be a football fan or a baseball fan or a basketball fan, they may go collect, a card that's on that platform. But on the Top Shot world, someone finds NBA Top Shot a year from now, there's almost zero chance that they're going to go find their way to NFL All Day and start collecting all day cards as well that are no longer being made. I don't know if I'm making sense, but Joey, go ahead and get back in here.
I was also going to point out, I don't know if you saw, but this Good Vibes Club has their monthly.
Oh yeah, I caught it.
Like
Caught it out
moment
yesterday.
spin.
I went and bought one because of this. Yeah.
Yeah. So Spinatron actually donated 2 Panini NFTs.
Mhm. Yeah, we
There's
covered it yesterday.
Lamine Yamal and a Shohei Ohtani that will be raffled. I don't know what you want to call it. Given away to somebody who mints the Good Vibes Club monthly moment. Plus, you have to do like a repost and whatever. Right? There's very, very minor steps to qualify. So I wanted, while you were talking about him, I wanted to just point that out as well. So I actually just bought one this morning because I forgot and just shared it on the timeline. So if you want, obviously I don't get anything. Manifold doesn't have a referral system. So, but if you go to my page, there's a link right to the Manifold mint for the moment. If you want to try to enter and win the Shohei or the Lamine Yamal.
No, it's an Mbappe, but yes.
So there is, to your point about like the upper deck, like you mentioned the upper deck license, right? So like there is value in certain things in this hobby. So for example, we all know LeBron is leaving LA, right? So there's the bigger people in this space, the smarter people are predicting that 2025 LeBron Lakers cards will have value because it's his last year in LA, right? So like to your point about licensing and who has it and when was the last year and stuff like that. So if you're a collector / investor in sports cards, you want to look for like specific things that propel value. Obviously, rookie cards are easy, right? That's a given. Own a Shohei rookie, own a LeBron rookie, own a Steph Curry rookie. Those are the easy ones. But then you also want to look for other things, right? So like MVP seasons. So, buying a 1 of 1 or a to 5 of an MVP season, like Tom Brady's last season with the Bucks, right? Like Tom Brady's last season with the Patriots, right? So there's certain, so with losing the license, right? So 2025 for Panini football, right, was the last license, right? So the rookie cards for like a Cam Ward or a Jackson Dart or a Tet McMillan, right? Like these kind of like Ashton Genty, these really popular rookies, you're no longer going to be able to get those cards like quote licensed from Panini. So there's going to be value in the 2025 football rookies if they do well, of course, right? Like they could all just shit the bed and their cards go to 0. But if they do well, there's definitely going to be value in their Panini cards because you're never going to be, not never, because who knows if it changes hands, but you're not going to be able to get Panini Prism Cam Wards outside of his rookie year because they don't have the license.
Right.
So there's definitely opportunities. You got to look for specific opportunities and key moments to collect things. And I think losing a license like this is an opportunity if you're a football collector to go out and buy this 2025 draft class because there just won't be any cards anymore, like the prisms and the selects and things like that.
Yep. Nope. Good call. And yes, it is a good shout out on the high key moments from Good Vibes Club. It's an Mbappe, not a Yamal.
Sorry.
It's all right. The Mbappe is going for like about $300, few $100. And the Ohtani though, it's like a $3,000-$4,000 card. Like it is and right now I've got it pulled up. There's still only 132 of these minted, and you have to assume that some might mint multiple. Not everyone's going to follow the instructions and repost it. Like you probably have maybe around 100 people that are competing. Now there's a day left. The 69-hour mint expires tomorrow. So subject to change, but right now pretty decent odds in the world of gotcha machines and claw machines to potentially pull a $4,000 card for something you minted for 0.02 ETH is pretty decent. I saw we had Loki jump up on stage as well as DGen Zen, and we got Machiavelli up here as well. And I got a front run announcement here in a few minutes and get in a daily market update. So let's go. I don't see hands, but let's check in with DGen Zen and then we'll go to Loki. DGen Zen, GM, welcome to the stage. What brought you up today?
Hi, GM. One, I wanted to come up and say hi because it's been ages since I've been up on one of your spaces. I can't believe it's 1,195. Like, talk about commitments. It also makes me feel like fucking old. Also the Panini discussion, like, oh my god, like this is a brand that makes me feel so old because I remember like buying Panini packs when I was like 8 years old. I'm not going to give away my age, although like my reaction to this discussion should probably give that away. And I can't believe that they're like moving digital now. I honestly, like, my faith in like digital collectibles like started dwindling, but with something like this, I feel like it's kind of revived a little bit. Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yep. No, appreciate you sharing. Did you? I absolutely recognize the voice. I'm not sure if I recognize the handle or the PFP. Is the handle new?
I'm actually offended. I sit on your spaces all the time.
Have you always had the same handle? Have you always been DGen Zen?
I have, and I've always had a pink-haired Nakamigo, maybe for like since they minted. But it's all good. So,
I see you out there. I just haven't heard
I
you.
was thinking the same thing. She just sound? I was thinking the same thing. Maybe she sounds like.
You must be. You sound like.
Oh my god! I used to host TUO. I used to host TUO spaces back like 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, I see you out there. Your voice just must have reminded me of someone else that I also haven't heard on stage in a minute, but it's a compliment. Don't take any offense to it. But yeah, I'm with you. Like the Panini also doing it right, I think is NFTs aren't going anywhere. Like the technology is going to underpin a lot of things. Like where's price actually going to go in the short term, the midterm? I don't know. But if you fast forward 10 years, there's going to be winners and losers. And I'm not saying it's not binary. It's not for every winner there's a loser, but not all are going to make it. And it's like we said, like 99% of NFTs are going to go to zero. By the way, DGen Zen, I'm not the only one. Dor, Jay, all agree that your voice sounds very familiar to someone else. That's why I thought the PFP change. I can't think who it is, but it's eerily similar. Jay says sounds like Platty Mama. Maybe it wasn't who I was thinking, but yeah, eerily similar to someone else who used to pop up on stage but haven't seen for a minute.
This is really the first time I've been compared to anyone.
Yeah,
I am flattered though. Like if I'm recognizable in any capacity,
it's a good voice. It's a good voice. Loki, GM, go ahead and get in here. What brought you up this morning, sir?
Hey, GM guys, GM everyone. I perceive some NFT vibes here in the space. I was lured here by you guys.
Yeah, always good perception.
DGen Zen. I would say like I don't see Nakamigos being loud as before. I think like in the last 3 to 4 months. Is it only my timeline or is it yours as well?
Honestly, I think it's just because I've been looking, so I've been seeing like a lot of Nakamigos on my timeline. But to be fair, the only reason I still have this as my PFP is because it actually like fully embodies me as a person. And I said it from the beginning. It is the only one that I hold, and I only hold it because like it actually like represents me.
Fair. No, Nakamigos are iconic.
Wait, do you have pink hair in real life?
At the moment, blue hair, but I have in the past had pink hair. So
we just need Nakamigos just need another Beeple Punks version 0 Beeple everyday shout out, and that'll send him into a tizzy on the timeline again.
Yeah, my thesis is that a lot of big holders that were used to be vocal about Nakamigos, they were expecting something happening during Marfa or Basel, anywhere where people was involved, but it didn't happen. And I think somebody got, I mean, just like nothing happened, so maybe somebody lost faith in Nakamigos. I don't know. Anyway, we didn't lose faith in NFTs, absolutely. No, I want to also add that what Panini did, it's amazing because it's not baked by any physical. It's just a digital, and you go to their website and there's like a big print saying buy this NFT.
Mhm.
It's an NFT. It's a digital collectible. They're not hiding anything. It's beautiful.
I agree. They're not hiding it. I also really like how they have a mobile app that is multi-purpose. Like you can click blockchain, but you can also do other stuff on there. I think good. And so this is part of my bullish thesis on Panini is that are they going to onboard all the traditional collectors? No, that's crazy naive. It's not happening. But if they onboard 10% of their collector base, that's huge. It's a massive number. That 4,400 active traders from last month goes to like 44,000, like that. Probably a much bigger actually if it's 10%. That's probably like if they onboard 1% of their other collector base. And it's because now it's in my algo more. I'm seeing more and more people talk about it, ask about them that are coming from the traditional physical world, and stuff like Wimby sold just recently a epic Wimby, a 9 of 10 rookie card sold for $125,000. Just like the numbers are eye-catching, and for all the reasons many of us here are fans of NFTs and like how it's reduced friction, all that. It's just I think it's inevitable that a lot of collectors, that's a huge market. We just shared nearly $700 million last month. I think it's inevitable that a large percentage, if not the majority, eventually start collecting digital cards on chain. And I'm open to being wrong, but if we're right, I think Panini's in a good spot. Speaking of being right, I'm not saying it's bottom or bottom was in, but my favorite
I've been saying the bottom is in for like 2 weeks.
One of my favorite robots is saying that. This is real data here. We'll get a quick market update here in a minute because markets are green for once. 270,000 Bitcoin accumulated by whales at 59K. The largest single accumulation spike ever recorded on chain, bigger than the COVID bottom, which was 150K Bitcoin, bigger than the FTX bottom, which was 180K Bitcoin. ETF outflows still hit 4.5 billion in June, but that capital rotated into semis, not cash. The entities selling Bitcoin face quarterly redemptions and compliance committees armed with Citi's $82,000 target. The entities buying have no reported requirements, no redemption pressure, and there is a very real. I mean, very possibly might have bottom been in at 59K. The signs are supporting that might have actually we might have actually ticked bottom and we might be up only from here. The charts certainly today are supporting that thesis. Bitcoin up 5% on the day, ETH up 6% on the day. It's 61.48 and 16.61 respectively. BNB up 3%, XRP up 5%, Solana up 9%, back up over $80. Tron up 0.12, Hyperliquid up 4%, Doge up 4%. Every token in the top 10 is green today. It's been a minute since we've seen that.
Bull trap.
I don't know, man. Maybe. So far the sell in May and go away, people were right, but I don't know. If we get some news, I think the Open USD, the OUSD announcement, I think is real signal in there. I don't think you have 140 companies come together if they think that crypto and blockchain tech and tokenization takes a step backwards. I think that's a signal that things are happening, whether it's the Clarity Act or not. I think there's some real signal in that announcement, that launch. Like it's a really big deal. And I think it's a really big deal for more than just stable coins. It's a big deal for tokenization. It's a big deal for capital coming on chain. And and more capital to buy our precious JPEGs. Punks are flat on the day at 31 ETH. Apes up 3.6% to 9.13. The coffee with Captain Pump is real. There's others out there front running they're sweeping the floor to front run my front running of the Ape Fest announcement. Pudgy's up 0.9% to 4.42. Mutants down slightly to 0.1. Hyper is down 3.6%, but Hype's outpacing that, so it's still net up on the USD front. Moonbird's up 5.8% to 0.733. Trolls up 3%. Little Pudgy's up 1%. Milady's up 4%. Opepin is up 0.1. Azuki up 1.3. Unlimited by Angela. This is buried the lead here, but Angela got engaged yesterday. Angela, I wasn't joking. Some people were asking, because my morning post was the flag. If you missed it yesterday, you weren't on X. But Angela, who has dropped NFT collections, this is her Unlimited by Angela, is a collection of 100. The floor on those is 2.365, up 25% on the day after she took over not just crypto Twitter, but mainstream media was talking about her. They were live streaming her and her now fiance as they scaled the Empire State Building and posted a sign. Angela's in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I met her at Ape Fest. I don't know for a fact that she still holds her ape. I didn't, or mutant rather. I didn't go check the chain. But she absolutely has been at Ape Fest. She absolutely has rocked some Bored Ape Yacht Club merch. And so I wasn't kidding when I said, fellow members of the Bored Ape Yacht Club will go to unprecedented heights. Really, just fun to see. She has, did a Netflix series, a Netflix special. And I'll pull up. Cool to see. Anyways.
Wait, so she's the person that scaled the Empire State Building yesterday?
Yep. So if you saw everything if you saw this image yesterday of this, two people scaled the Empire State Building, and then after they scaled the top, her now fiance got down on a knee and proposed. She did a engagement ring pic that is going to make every other future engagement ring pic look like nothing. And this was her mutant.
Did they get arrested?
They did, yeah.
I was gonna say, because I'm pretty sure that's like a lot of jail time, or no? Or am I?
No, she got. They charged her with They charged him with 3 felonies and a few misdemeanors. So we'll see what comes of it. But yeah, this is Angela rocking Bored Ape Yacht Club merch, and again her NFT collection, Unlimited by Angela. I don't know if this all-time high or not, but 2.35 for some pretty cool. It's like Drifter Shoots kind of started this meta in terms of photographers scaling, going crazy structure and buildings and getting pics that would give a lot of us vertigo. And she leaned into that, had a lot of success on the photography front, and then Netflix actually did a special on them. And then their fame reached new heights yesterday. Not only did her fame reach new heights, like I started some of her older videos started popping in my Instagram reels, and people were coming like, why is this just in my feed now? Like they hadn't caught up yet and saw that they were the viral moment of yesterday with the proposal on the Empire State Building.
Cap, how's she there not shielding Bored Ape?
I don't know. The flag, that what was AI generated was the flag that said, tune into Coffee with Captain at 8. Why she didn't do it in her Bored Ape Yacht Club merch, I don't know. That was a miss. Von Frunten just distracted me. But yeah, here's what they got charged with, Joey. So yeah, they're probably going to face a little bit of jail time. Felony burglary. Why can't I say this?
That's how you do the right network there.
Burglary.
Burglary. Felony burglary, felony reckless endangerment, felony criminal mischief, misdemeanor possession of burglar tools, misdemeanor criminal tampering, misdemeanor criminal trespassing, misdemeanor disorderly conduct. I'm guessing they will plead out or plead down, and maybe they get slapped with some misdemeanors. Maybe not. I don't know. But for all the crime happening in the world, this seems like it seems a little aggressive to hit them with 3 felonies and 4 misdemeanors. But I'm I'm not an attorney.
I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to be like some sort of publicity stunt. Like they do have their show on Netflix and whatever. And also like I know like their documentary on Netflix talk a bit about like security issues and stuff that they've faced with like these stunts that they've done. But like being able to get that far without someone stopping you is pretty nuts.
Yeah. And I'm sure like I
think they charge them with that much stuff as a deterrent for other people to try to do it.
Yes.
Because clearly they don't want people scaling the Empire State Building on the daily.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And it's also why I think they probably plead out. It's kind of like a perp walk in a sense. Like they don't want other people doing this. And hey, it is dangerous. Don't do this. We're not condoning it. But at the same time, come on, this isn't. Did they harm others? No.
No one was harmed.
Exactly. No one was harmed here. Did they?
I'm curious how they got up there. Like, did they had to pick like?
But they picked some off.
Just like an unattended.
Insane.
That's what I'm saying. I can't imagine there's just like an unattended door to the roof, and you just like somebody. This had to be like we paid somebody off or something. Like, I've been to the Empire State Building. There's not just like an unattended stairway that's like take this stairway straight to the top of the Empire State Building. Don't worry, nobody's going to stop you.
Yeah, that's why they're being charged with burglary. Most impossible word for me to pronounce. I don't even know why. This isn't like a foreign soccer name I can't pronounce. Apparently, Dort, the expert, the chain sleuth, the Welcome Apes resume is paying off. She sold her ape 9 months ago. So good luck getting Adam Weitzman to try to bail you out, Angela. You should have known better. If you're going to scale the New York State Building, you should have done it in More Ape Yacht Club merch, and you shouldn't have sold your ape. Just kidding. I'm no longer a fan. She floored her ape. Not a friend of mine. Kidding. It's a joke. You can sell your ape. No sell shaming here. But it'd be a lot cooler if she would have rocked her ape merch. Speaking of apes, do we? What do we think? Do we want to do a little simulcast and jump in over there and see if we get the Ape Fest announcement? Let me do it. I got one other topic, one other thing I do want to hit on. Make sure we pay the bills this morning, and I was just kidding. I don't have their Google Doc. I don't know exactly where they're going to be announcing Ape Fest. I know when it's going to be. I don't know that either. I still think Miami is most likely. I think there was a lot more to meets the eye than the clues gave us, and my split is still maybe it's at People's Place, maybe it's in Miami, and I still think I'm leaning Miami. I also think there's maybe some merit to it's not happening in 2026. I think we might get an announcement that there's just going to be like Adam Weitzman's going to host his meetup in New York. There might be a few other regional meetups, maybe some more road trips by Figgy and team. And we get an Ape Fest in, I don't know, early spring or summer of 2027, potentially with the opening of the clubhouse. Burglary. Jay, that's a helpful phonetic pronunciation. I just, I blame the hills of southeastern Ohio for my city grit vernacular. It's just you can take the kid out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the kid, or something like that. All that to be said, we had smoothie.com go live on Doma this week. We're going to get a quick segment in here, and then we will we'll live stream and check in with our friends over there that are stepping on our toes this morning. Our former friends. Angela's more of a friend than Baron and Illa today. It's a joke. People, it's just kidding. But this is Keeping It Real. It's brought to you by Doma.
Buying domains was low. Doma changing the game. One bridge, one standard. Now the systems move the same. Registrar, stay central. Keep the trust and control. DNS and compliance. Still they play the key role. Traded on chain. Let new markets arise. Domain value unlocked. Welcome to Domain Fi.
I may just start calling it buggery. If I say buggery or Bulgari, you guys know what I'm referring to. Pokemon names and criminal acts I can't pronounce. It's something hardwired in me. I struggle with pronouncing Pokemon and crime. It just my brain isn't wired that way. But in all seriousness, today's Keeping It Real is brought to you by Doma, our partners bringing real world assets on chain. Here's something most people sleep on. The internet runs on 364 million domain names worth an estimated $360 billion, and almost none of that is liquid. Selling a premium domain the old way takes 45 to 90 days of waiting, and on brokers taking 10 to 20% off the top. Doma fixes that. They tokenize real domains, your .coms, your .ais, into on-chain assets that you can trade 24/7, own a fraction of, you can borrow against, while the domain keeps working like normal. That's DomainFi, real assets, real yield, no waiting. Doma putting the real and keeping it real. Go check them out at doma.xyz and check out smoothie.com while you're over there. That premium domain just went live this week. But speaking of keeping it real in RWAs, Wall Street just IPO'd tokenization. Securitize started trading on the New York Stock Exchange today. It's the RWA story of the day. It's happening in real time. Securitize, it's the tokenization platform behind BlackRock's Buildle Fund and the infrastructure for Apollo, KKR, and Van Eck. They completed its SPAC merger with Cantor Equity Partners on July 1st, and it begins trading on the New York Stock Exchange under ticker SECZ today. The deal raised roughly $400 million at a $1.25 billion pre-money valuation. Fewer than 30% of the SPAC's shares redeemed, making Securitize the first pure play tokenization infrastructure company to list on a major U.S. stock exchange. The firm has over $4 billion in assets brought on chain and has already signed a MOU with the New York Stock Exchange to explore tokenized securities and new settlement models. It lands the same month that the DTCC kicked off its July pilot, bringing Russell 1000 stocks, ETFs, and treasuries on chain, with 50 plus firms, including BlackRock, Goldman, and JP Morgan. Now we have a tokenization company itself is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Yes, I'm wondering too when they're going to tokenize those shares of SECZ. Is this the ultimate we made it moment for RWAs, or peak irony that the on-chain future is IPO'd the same old-fashioned way? $4 billion tokenized, and its Buildle engine is Securitize the picks and shovels bet. Like, is this? I don't know if any of you are even aware that SECZ goes live today. Is anyone interested in trading that? We got like 18 minutes for the market to kick on. It looks like in pre-market, it's up 6%. It's trading at $12.54. And it opened at 1342, so it dipped a little. It's up. It dipped down to 1215, and now it's 1265. But very little volume as it again, it's just pre-market. And what I'll be following today, I'm curious. And as for someone who's extremely bullish on tokenization and in particular these equities coming on chain, like, I don't know enough about the fundamentals. Like, is it a good business? Are they profitable? Is it priced right? I have no idea. It's more of a narrative play for me and a thesis that I believe in than having intimate knowledge on Securitize. I know other than what I just read, I was familiar with Securitize before, but other than what I just read, I really don't know anything else about their business. So it very well could be overpriced by a significant amount and there's a big sell-off today, or maybe it is an opportunity to get exposure to essentially this tokenized future. And that Funky's going to fill me in the details here. More better versed on this sort of stuff than myself. Funky GM, always a pleasure. Do you does SECZ entice you? Are you a buyer of this? Do you know more about Securitize than I just rattled off? And do you think this could be a flagship moment for RWAs, or is it more irony that they launched the traditional IPO route as opposed to allowing more crypto folks to participate?
I'm not a buyer, nor am I commenting on the financial IPO side of things, but I can't explain more about what Securitize does because you probably recall my co-lead for introduction.com for the monthly meetup, which if you're in the Tampa Bay region, is happening tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. But he is the lead sales director at Securitize.
Okay.
So there's effectively two sides of the business. On one side of the business, there's Securitize. Like, let's say you're an accredited investor and you want to start, maybe you have a fund administrator, whatever, hedge fund, family office, and they're interested in our space. They can now have access to tokenized assets through a simple, what's called the SEC ID process, where you're doing like their KYC, KYB, you're coming into the front end, and you can choose a range of options of funds that have already been tokenized and exist on chain, right? We all know about that, the capital efficiencies that's gained, and so on and so forth. So that's one side of the securitized business. The other side of the business, which is what Duke primarily does as the sales director, is the fund admin side of the business. So Securitize itself as a company has a white glove service where if you are an asset manager and you want to actually have someone who oversees your assets, provides reporting, all that good stuff, that's effectively what Duke and his team do. So if you're an asset manager that's running different strategies and you want to ensure that all your things continue to do well, they take a payment that could be a flat fee or it could be BIPs, depending on the size of the fund, and they oversee all that. Now, I largely think, yes, watershed moment for tokenization, for RWAs. I don't necessarily begrudge them for going a traditional IPO route, right? Like we still are catering largely to TradFi and Wall Street, despite how, many cypherpunks, of course, don't like this, and that's why they're leaving the space. But effectively, we can't ignore that it is being, if you want to call it, co-opted. And so, Securitize, I think this is a big deal moment because it is the first true RWA platform to be traded publicly. So yeah, I think it's something that's important, and especially as much as RWAs and tokenization are being talked about at the national level and how this is the next big trend and wave in our space.
Yeah, awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing. I remembered hearing Securitize. I didn't put two and two together that it was your co-host. So if I understood all that correctly, show up to the Tampa meetup tonight and get special pricing on SECZ, some free stocks airdropped at the Tampa meetup, right?
No, they're not. And I would say, and actually, I just found out because I had dinner with Duke on Tuesday. He's actually not going to be there tonight because he has business called him away to Miami. So he won't be there, unfortunately, this evening. But yes, on any other first Thursday of the month at the Copper Shaker in Ybor City in Tampa, if you want to join us at the introduction.com Assets and Access meetup, he is there. I'm there. We're happy to meet all sorts of founders, investors, operators who are in the space or in, if you're in fintech, law, AI, whatever, you're curious about crypto.
Sheesh, this guy, his company goes public and he thinks he can take the day off of the Tampa meetup. I mean, I guess, see where his priorities are. No, I kid. I truly want to get to one. I've been pushing Funky for like a 4 p.m. start time, and he's yet to satisfy that request. But one of these days, if I hadn't stayed up last night, way past my bedtime, watching the U.S. men's national team win, I might actually consider today. But I'm probably going to be out by like 6 o'clock tonight after losing some sleep last night. My body has a pretty quick way of realizing when I get if I get 4 hours of sleep one night, the next night I'm out early. It forces me to catch up the sleep I missed on. But in all seriousness, if you're in the area, you should absolutely connect with Funky. You should get out to one of these meetups. A lot of great people. You'd be amazed. Like Tampa is slept on. Not only is the world sleeping on DOMA and them tokenizing RWAs or tokenizing domains, the world is sleeping on Tampa as a crypto capital. Maybe not yet on par with Miami, but we're heading that way. And relative to the credit it gets or the publicity it gets for a city of crypto builders, people like Miami is near the top of the list. When people are talking, hey, where's a good place to, especially if you're talking US cities, Miami might be the top of the list in terms of a large group of crypto builders. New York, despite their challenging state laws at times, but Miami's up there. People talk about a lot. Tampa may have just as many builders, just as many fund managers, just as many major builders at a startup level, builders in an established business level. It is an incredible market for those in this space, and you should get out to one of these events that Funky and team host with introduction.com if you ever can make it. Speaking of Funky, do you have plans for 4th of July? We will do the simulcast. We'll bring in at the clubhouse here in a minute. But I see they're still just warming things up over there. But Figgy's on stage, so maybe we do get that Ape Fest announcement. So don't go anywhere. We'll get everyone caught up to speed. I've got some friends listening in too. If we get any breaking news, we'll share. But Funky, I've yet to do like a proper fireworks or any like real 4th of July activities since I've moved to Florida. I've looked about maybe going up. I know like St. Pete, the pier, I think is probably a good one. But do you do any 4th of July fireworks stuff? Is there anywhere you would recommend checking out for this weekend?
I literally don't have to do anything because right behind the back of our house is a giant mega church called The River. And it's right at the intersection of 75 and I-4. And they do a ridiculous, I mean, they must spend 50 grand easy. And I'd assume because it's the 250th birthday of America, it's going to be that much more insane. I actually tried to get the county to shut them down because I know next door to me, as well as, I mean, he's now gone, but my former neighbor who was a Vietnam veteran and a medic, like it was tremendous PTSD for the bombs going off. Like literally it's so big that the windows in our house rattle. And because it's on church property, that like there's probably no zoning laws that can stop them. So it is they do it on Facebook Live. You can see a massive show there if you can't get to it. So I don't have to go anywhere. There will be a massive fireworks display right above my house. But yes, the pier is very famous. They have them out over the water. A lot of good places in Tampa Bay to see fireworks.
Well, not to be a party pooper, but I appreciate you and all the other dog owners and dog lovers for pushing back against fireworks. It's partially why I haven't like celebrated the festivities because I've had dogs for all my adult life and I've yet to meet a dog that loves fireworks. All right, let's do this. Let's bring in at the clubhouse. This is our not saying we're doing this every week, but until we get Ape Fest announcements. I'm not going anywhere. Add your comments in the chat. If there's any other topics you want to hit on today, we'll have some time at the end of the show. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on at the clubhouse. I'm gonna share that now. I'm gonna go refill my coffee, but I will be here listening in, and we'll be back in.
Digital collectibles, but it's almost like if you know, right? Like if you have a mutant ape or a bored ape, it's kind of like, okay, you're probably into crypto, right? Like you can't really talk about crypto in China, you know? And that was a tricky thing too. Each presentation I gave had to be a little bit like tailored to the city because I couldn't talk about ApeCoin in China. It was really tricky. But I think people get where we're going. Just the brand. I actually think like the brand resonates with them more. One thing that was interesting, I'm still trying to unpack it because it might be a little unpopular for a lot of our Western audience, but like the things that get the most excitement is, and you know, part of this is probably like you guys just haven't seen it yet, but I was showing people like bits of the anime. And I think that like, understandably from a Chinese audience, they're like, you know, I feel like you should just really double or triple down on the anime. And like the clubhouse in Miami doesn't really do anything for us. So it's interesting hearing like, because I know we're allocating resource to all of these things in different ways, but getting that worldwide feedback really makes you think. I don't think we're going to change anything, but like it is good feedback to get. And then the last thing is we went to Seoul. So I know this is just a run-on sentence, but there's a lot to unpack here. And in Seoul, I'd say the trend is, so it's all institutional stuff. It's all stablecoin stuff. It's all about needing regulatory clarity. A lot of it honestly reminds me of where we were at, you know, in the United States, where I'm from. Like we were doing a lot of that during the last administration. and we didn't have any clarity, couldn't really make any moves because you didn't know which one was the right move. And right now, it's something that's really big in Korea is figuring out the framework for the Korean won stablecoin. And so most of the talks that are given are about institutional or regulatory frameworks and how that's going to affect stablecoins. So it's pretty buttoned up, like crypto with a suit on, you know? And I think that's why, so Hashed is one of our investors at Yuga. They're a really big and good investor in Korea and for crypto. And they let us use their offices. And it's one of the biggest turnouts they've had in a long time. I think specifically because we were, not talking about stablecoins. We were not talking about regulatory frameworks. We were talking about like monkey JPEGs and other side, like stuff that brought a lot of people into the space to begin with. So we're encountering a lot of that in Seoul where people know that we are doing the different thing. It's just a lot of folks, and this is maybe something that's particular to my experience in Korea, but like I think people are tiptoeing around like NFT as a phrase. I think there's a stigma where like a lot of people got burned. And so they're trying to figure out what this next leg is going to look like. The other thing is like, the stuff I've been talking about with like collector crypt and digitals and all that, like I think nobody over here knows about any of that. So like they're not even talking about it or tracking that stuff. So it's interesting to see the trends moving around the world in waves and then figuring out like what story is going to resonate in each region. But yeah, there's probably like 10 times more than the run-on sentence that I just said, but like that's kind of what's going on the trip. It's been great to see. There's been a couple of like apes that have joined us alongside us and come to multiple cities. And, I think this is a good first step into getting our story out there. And that's one last thing I'll say is like, it's really hard to come out here. Like definitely my own health is taking a toll, like I'm wheezing right now, but it's really hard. And that's kind of like a moat. Like how many other projects are going out there and like arguing their case? How many people are like making sure that after October 10th of last year, when you see pretty much all alts are down only, like which projects are showing up to say, hey, we're here, you're important, this is our plan, ride with us, right? And I don't think many projects are. I think this is like something that just we've made a priority. No knock on any other project. It's just like, I think that the work we're doing here is like really important foundational work for moves that are going to come, in the next like 3 months. I'll stop there because I've been talking about it a while.
I'll jump in to give you a breath because I know talking a lot and wheezing doesn't feel good as a combo, but from an outsider, you completely accomplished creating FOMO on the timeline where every time I saw a different post, a different city, a different, shot of wherever you were, immediately my attention was drawn and I saw so many other apes just going, oh, I wonder what's going on. And we heard from others last week and some along the way on the timeline that many of these things were not allowed to be recorded on your phone or have your device in there. And that added a whole nother level of interest of like, oh shit, what are they talking about that I can't know about, but I gotta know, So I'm excited for more folks who have gone on the journey. We are even 5 years in, right? So long journey ahead of us still.
Yeah, I mean that's the antithesis of Web3 is like I should be able to feel like I'm part of this. I'm assisting in this journey of building this brand. I'm brand maxing along with the team, and I'm glad that Figgy because that was going to be my question. Which pillar out of style, IRL, and storytelling do you feel like they leaned into the most? And you answered it with storytelling. And I also think that is an interesting outlook on the clubhouse. I do see a lot of people saying that, but I always tell people like, listen, man, the clubhouse is the home for digital nomads, because all these digital nomads is a growing sector of just the world. And for us to have the clubhouse isn't just a home for BOIC. In Miami is going to be a home for all digital nomads, because Miami has a ton of digital nomads. So that should be like a anchor point for all the digital nomads globally. And I do think, I was talking to Lo about this yesterday, I think that a lot of people are going to latch on to the style pillar, especially all those young apes that you met, college age mutants. They're not only the storytelling, that's that's a no-brainer for the anime, but that style pillar, they're going to latch on to like no other, because there's no other brand in the world that you have to be a part of a club to get access to a J-Tips drop, a John Geiger drop, a King Saladin drop. That's a whole new meta that we've pioneered. So I'm super excited about all that.
Yo,
Yeah, I
speaking of
think just real quick, like the storytelling one is resonant, but I gotta say, I think in Shanghai the IRL one caught me off guard how much that resonated with those folks. And there's just things I have to think about. Like they were saying that, there's this kind of overwhelming feeling on society. And I don't know that this is just in China. I think this might be like worldwide, that like AI has amplified hustle culture and work culture to the point where like if you're not working, you're falling behind. People aren't like making the time to take time off to see people and socialize. And so a lot of folks are like, no, I don't actually like have mechanisms to go out and like meet other people and meet new people. Like I kind of think if I'm not working or not doing an AI thing, I'm like falling behind. And like now they're like, oh, IRL is a way for me to like reconnect and or disconnect for a while, and make new friends. Cause like, yeah, I do think that is a sentiment that I've heard over and over, that like people just feel really tired always having to like keep up with everything going on with AI, which is like a crazy thing that's going on over there. It's big here with like Mythos and stuff, but the open source models over there are really interesting. The way they've been tying them into glasses. So like I was wearing glasses and they're kind of like the Meta glasses, but they're Alibaba version and they're Quen branded. So like somebody could be talking to you and it's like in real time writing out the translation and they can't see that text on your lenses. You're just like looking at them and it's like they have real time subtitles for the person as they're talking. So pretty cool stuff. I think the IRL thing is also a really good pillar, but yeah, certainly storytelling is the one that like, especially people who are outsiders are like, that's a really good method to get your brand in front of a lot of eyeballs.
I love it. It means that we have identified 3 pillars that sound like it's going to be a nice recipe for our success, and we're literally pouring into all of them on a day-to-day basis. And the proof is in the pudding. The impressions, the sentiment on the timeline. I feel like this is the first year since 2021 where we're constantly giving the community something to chew on every single week. It's been a really, really fun year.
The only thing I was going to say right there was congrats to, we didn't even touch on this at the beginning. Congrats to whoever copped the King Saladin hat or shirt this week. Those went incredibly fast. And I know a lot of the people that scooped them up were just thrilled. To me, that was like part of the grail. We got a lot of questions about the polo that is coming later this year. You did not miss it. So keep your eyes on the timeline, because that is also going to be an incredible piece when it comes. And shout out to the ape who won the flag. We're not going to say just quite yet. I'm going to let that drop later, but one ape won it. They've been notified. They claimed it. I'm very excited about it as well. It was not me, unfortunately. It was not Illa, unfortunately, but very excited for the ape that won that. That is a fucking grail. Like, not even a little bit. That's the super grail piece, because there's only 2. One's going to one ape. One's going into the clubhouse later on. And then Illa, you left some other amazing artists, or one particular one that I'm a big fan of, Sean Witherspoon. Like we got access to his hat, you know, at Complex Con this year, also just for being in the Ape, and so did others. But man, Figgy, while you've been on your tour, the team, I'm sure you know every step over here, but this particular team has been absolutely cooking. And I got to see something yesterday that I'm having the hardest time biting my lip and making sure I don't say, because as soon as it hits the timeline, people are going to be thrilled. And this is Illa week after week after week, where I'm like, oh, I want to say something because it's so fucking cool, but it's not my time, not my place. Just going to tease it. James, what's good? Happy Thursday. How you doing, buddy? Perfect.
I am juggling kiddos. How are you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we figured as much. You're always doing the most, man. How you been?
I'm good, dude. I'm actually taking today off, doing a little bit of an early like vacay and heading up to the mountains for the weekend. So stoked for that. Good to hear from Figgy. I know he's been doing the maniac hours like opposite of all of us. Great to hear all the good stuff that's coming from that, man. But you know, doing good, man. We're cooking over here on the other side and everything. So yeah, we're good.
Enjoy your time in the mountains. I hope you get robot legs to help you on your hike in time.
Thanks, man. It's going to be a lot of wrangling kiddos. I'm so sorry if they're in the background.
Yo, you know, one person that Figgy mentioned that I know will be at the clubhouse in Miami will be Hazel. Hazel is one of my favorite apes because she does not like, I don't know, she does not play, man. She will be on a plane, she will be at F1, and then she'll be in New York, then she'll be back in Hong Kong. They have a yacht in Hong Kong. They have an amazing club in Hong Kong. Like, she is definitely an asset to the club. Shout out Vera and Kiki, because all the events look like so well put together. Like, it looked incredible. Like they hired a production team, but I know that's just how like the APAC community moves. Everything is always so buttoned up and professional, man. It's really impressive. Who else we got up here, Baron? My screen is only showing like 3 people on stage.
I got stuck staring at a Beeple post that just went up a minute ago. It's just like, what the hell is that? There's always so much going on the timeline. Having ADHD is not only a superpower, but it is a super bad distraction at times. We got a lot of friends out here, guys. So if anyone wants to come up, please let us know what you got going on this week. Figgy, if you got to bounce, man, we're so appreciative that you showed up. It's always amazing when you're part of our conversation, and it was so exciting to hear your journey. Man, you really made the club like super proud, and you've been doing so since fucking day one, really, like no doubt about it.
Thanks, man. I think there's actually a part of the talk that I say at the end, and I forgot to say it here, but I think it's actually really important. It's one half of it for us as a Yuga to be like, guess what? Like, this is a priority now. We're traveling to these 4 cities. We're connecting with the audience, right? It's only half of it. The other half is that like 100 people show up in each city. And like, that is actually not something we can control. That is something that is just like a strength of our community. I think we have been fortunate to collect the best collectors. And I'd really encourage, just try to make it out to these IRL events, because it's a good opportunity to onboard new people, bring a friend with you, see what that's all about. Improving our ground game is going to be essential to, the next leg of what we're going to do. And yeah, next week, I'm going to start breaking down some of the stuff that I showed out there and start breaking it down on Twitter, especially the ApeCoin stuff. I've been thinking a lot about that. It is 10:40. I've been up for 1 billion hours, so I'm going to dip. But love you all. Apes together strong.
Thanks, Figgy.
Safe travels, Figgy.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, you seen Garga walking through on his journey playing the banjo, and you could tell, he gave Figgy love on the timeline, because he's got to be loving watching this this last few months on the timeline, how excited apes have been and how much BAYC is shipping. I know him and Gordon are both like.
We'll check out there since Figgy is apparently no Ape Fest announcement today. I will say, I think the longer it goes, the less likely we get an Ape Fest in 2026. They've not taken a year off yet since launch, so I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's already July. The only time we've had one announced this late ever before was the very first Ape Fest, and I mean they were just moving a million miles a minute as that was launch year. People are saying check out the post from Beeple. You heard Baron mention it there on the show. We have Comtrinity talking about it in the chat. Comtrinity is the best, by the way. We need today. Comtrinity, I have a request today. It is burglar, something to do with my PFP committing burglary. I'm not even gonna try it. I'm perplexed on this one. I've said the word before. I'm just gonna stick with buggery. Me committing buggery with my PFP. Burglary. It's just rough. My tongue is broken. Burglary. That's closer, I guess. But anyways, that's the request for today's meme that you create after the show based on the show's topics. Me attempting to commit burglary would be fitting. That said, let me. I've got my post pulled up here that I was just looking at the Crypto Slam data as I was multitasking there. Highest sale in the last 24 hours of all NFTs is that Wimby I was referencing, sold for 125 grand. The highest Punk sale was $113,000. So the highest sale is a Panini NFT, not a World Cup, not a new drop, not a new card, but rather a card from a sport that they don't even any longer hold the license to. So further supporting my thesis there that is Spinotron's thesis that losing the license for a company that's still growing and thriving isn't the worst. In fact, it can actually be good for price action for the ones that do exist because you now have more of a fixed supply type scenario. Collections, the top collections in the last 24 hours. The Pokemon NFTs on Courtyard that did $1 million in sales. Number 2, Panini, 626,000. Then the base and the Bitcoin stuff is just weird. I mean, you see, it was one sale. I don't even know what it was. But Punk's at 244,000. So not only did the Wimby sell for more than the highest selling Punk yesterday, there was they did not quite 3, but 2.5x the volume. And I think equally as impressive, I said this, 5,800 transactions in the last 24 hours. It wasn't any pack drops, nothing new, just collectors what they want to collect. 5,800 transactions in the last day when, again, Pokemon, which is, the hottest thing in collectibles in 2026, and I know Courtyard is not just Pokemon, but that's, I think, the lion's share of their volume, did 19,000 transactions versus 3 CryptoPunk sales. So let's take. We're gonna watch this Beeple video together. Something talking about 1017. All right, thoughts, takes? Who's still here? 1017 is the date. It's something at a studio. I think we can all decipher that it is red. Zane is correct. Beeple's hosting an event on 1017. One of the red hints we got from Bored Ape Yacht Club was 1017. I think there's going to be an event at Beeple's studio on 1017. I think apes will be invited. I don't think it's Ape Fest. Yeah, Jay, someone's going to have to go frame by frame and see what all those hidden images are in the back. Same glitchy style as the teaser blocks. And again, we had 1017 as one of the clues. So, and Beeple's address was one of the clues. Beeple's studio, the address of Beeple's studio is one of the clues. So maybe Beeple's just teasing Ape Fest by itself. I interpret that as it's going to be an event at Beeple's studio that'll include apes. and maybe others. What do you think? Is Beeple's teaser that we just watched? Is that the Ape Fest clue? Is it Ape Fest at Beeple Studio on October 17th? Or do we think it's a Web3 crypto native party at Beeple Studio of which all apes are invited to attend? I don't know. I don't know how I know. I could be convinced either way. But yeah, I agree with Jay. Someone needs to go through frame by frame and show us what those hidden images are. Let's watch it one more time, and then we'll probably wrap up today. But let's see. I'll see if I can. We'll see if we can get anything that. Oh, I didn't mean to go full screen. One sec. I mean, that's just his studio. That's clearly his studio. We've seen pictures of his studio before. It's a studio. I can't tell what those other images are. Beeple Fest. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think it's Ape Fest. I think it's going to be a Beeple Fest and apes are invited. That's my guess. And if that's the case, if we get a Beeple Fest where apes are invited in October, I'll double down. Then I think that also is a foreshadowing that we don't get an Ape Fest, an actual true standalone Ape Fest in 2026. Rather, they announce where it's going to be in 2027. Open to being wrong here, but I think I don't know. I mean, I guess he could be announcing Ape Fest this way. I just my read is it's not just ape specific. I think if it was ape specific, because I guess here's why. Because he's announced other events in the past. He's obviously hosted other events at the studio, and I think every one of those where it was like punks were invited or Pepe coin holders were invited. Like I think they all there was no like delayed tease. They just announced when they had it. So I think if it was an event where it was just apes, I think would be included in this announcement. So I think it's probably broader than that, probably wider than that. But we'll probably find out soon. Now for all those that were annoyed by the red background, now you have two red backgrounds to be upset about because you're getting it from Bored Ape Yacht Club, you're getting it from Beeple, and we don't even know if they're related or not. I'm guessing they are. I feel pretty confident in saying that, but yeah, I'm not sure. All this red makes me want to go commit burglary though. Anyways, I digress. What else? Anything else on your agenda today? Is there anything dropping? I haven't seen any new hyped mints. We probably should check in on our rock bottoms just to make sure I didn't completely round trip those. I mean, my 17 cents. They're down 4% on the day, but still 0.125 is the floor there. So it's one less zero than when I bought it. So I'll take that as a dub. No idea if anything's being developed or anything's happening there, but they haven't went to zero yet. The Ansem stuff continues to be a thing, I guess. I saw Mitch is apparently back on the timeline. I don't know what all of it means, but I'm not rushing over to Solana to buy a bunch of memes. I am curious to see what they do with their prediction market. I mean, is anyone here? Have anyone of you traded prediction markets via Phantom, and now we know that that's powered by World. Robinhood, their chain went live, at least for testing. And Nash thinks it's Ape Fest. Thinks Ape Fest 2026 is going to be at People's Studio on October 17th. There's a chance. I mean, it's very well could be Ape Fest. They're definitely related. I'm near certain of that apes are doing something at People's Studio on October 17th. I think the question is that Ape Fest, or is it just like we had a Fuck It Saturday, a mutant party? And I guess that year they did the mutant party in August, and then Ape Fest was in October or November that year. So they've done that before. They've done a turn like that. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Anyone have any strong opinions or feelings one way or the other on, is this Ape Fest? Is it just a Beeple event? And when will we find out? When will we find out? The people are asking. The people must know. Ape Fest, Mike says, Ape Fest, is there going to be one? That's the question. Conspiracy theory, maybe the push for all the local meetups is a prelude to local meetups all over on the same weekend. Is there a tinfoil hat trait? I don't think you're too far off, Mike. I think I could see that happening. Yeah, they do Beeple Fest, or Ape meetup at Beeple's place on October 17th. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I think this theory, Mike, could be something that happens, but I don't think it would be at the same date as the Beeple Fest. I think it would be maybe Beeple Fest in October, and then November, December, there is a apes meeting up all over the world, but it's all local meetups instead of. I hope that's not the case. I mean, I get it. If it is what it is. But I really enjoy. Part of what I enjoy about Ape Fest is I get to see my friends who are across the globe, who I don't get to see but once a year or every other year if they don't make every Ape Fest. Like if they for instance, if they hold a Ape Fest in Miami and an Ape Fest in Prague, well, yeah, I'll go to the Miami Ape Fest, and I'm probably not going to see my friend Grateful. I've got to hang out with Grateful Ape every, the 4 Ape Fests I've been to. If they do one in Europe and one in the US, I'm probably not going to see him or any of my other European friends. Like most are going to go to the one close to them. And I enjoyed the once a year meetup with all my friends across the globe. There was a Robinhood NFT event yesterday. Had all kinds of issues. Yeah, I heard it already. I heard it rugged. I saw TMA said something about he got rugged on it. So apparently our Robinhood kitties or RH hitties zoomed up to 0.07 and down to 0.01. I've not done anything on Robinhood chain, but if anyone else, is there anything else minting today? Like, is that do we think that Robinhood chain is going to be the new home for hot NFT mints? I don't think so. And usually the NFT mania is short lived on these new chains, but maybe there's something there. I'd be curious, is there anything else to do on Robinhood chain that is exciting, that is unique, anything novel? That would be, I would, not that I'm anticipating a Robinhood chain token, but it's one of those things like, yeah, I'm not farming base, but in the back of my head, like any base transactions, I think, maybe this does come back in the form of some sort of base token airdrop someday. This just came out from the World XYZ account. They said, "Dear old World Network, the world is big enough for both of us. Sorry we mogged you so badly that Cloudflare had to step in. Love the New World Order. P.S. You're not scanning my eyeballs, freak." So while I don't think World is the greatest brand name for a prediction market on Solana, I'll support them over World, the world.org, the eyeball scanning world coin from Sam Altman. I'll probably trust Solana more so than Sam Altman. but it's funny. I mean, basically, they said it's a fraudulent phishing site of the World brand designed to harvest user credentials through fake email notification page. Clear attempted brand impersonation that endangers users. Like, well, then World Network is impersonating the world. Like, come on, guys, it's not that deep. It's funny. I appreciate their humor and not taking it too serious. Sometimes this backfires and brands will double down then and send the real legal action. But for the time being, I will I'll take some enjoy the humor in it. I'm just going to catch up real quick on the chat to see if there's anything else I missed today other than burglary. That was maybe the best one yet. Burglary. Von Front says it's Ape Fest, people. I don't want it to be Ape Fest, but it's Ape Fest. Talking about people. Probably is Ape Fest. Probably is Ape Fest. Also, the fact that Baron mentioned, like, alluded to this Beeple post distracted me. Like, that's a tell. Like, it was his way of not announcing that it's a tie-in. So my closing thoughts. I'm going to say 95% certain that apes are invited to Beeple Studio on October 17th. I'm going to say 70-30, 70% that it's Ape Fest, 30% that it's just another event. And Ape Fest is either going to be later in the year, whether it's multi-city, or it's just later in the year in, like, say, Miami, or it's late early in 2027. So I still think there's a chance that it's not Ape Fest, but I'm near certain that apes are invited to a party at Beeple Studio on October 17th. Too many clues, too many signs point to that. And because I think one of the things Figgy said is, and what started, like, before all these clues started coming out, he did say when details about apes from around the world meeting up in one place, but he didn't call it Ape Fest. Does it matter? Is it different if it's Ape Fest or just a meeting at Beeple where only apes are invited? I don't know. Probably not. But I mean, yeah, it does actually. It does matter because of the lore of, people, maybe not everyone in the club, but some, percentage of people certainly care about Ape Fest and they want to see, the expectation, while not promised or not on a roadmap, I think the expectation of many is that we will get an Ape Fest every year. And so maybe a smaller version of an Ape Fest, like a one-day Ape Fest that's at Beeple Studio, is that a step down from Hong Kong or Lisbon or, Vegas collaboration with Complex Con? Maybe. I mean, Beeple's cool, Beeple Studio is cool, but I think I don't know. I'm gonna say 60-40. I said 70-30. I think 60% it's Ape Fest, 40% it's just not just, but it is an ape meetup at Beeple Studio, and not to be confused with Ape Fest, but it will be confused with Ape Fest. Talking myself in circles now, but that is that's my take. We'll see some of you in South Carolina on October 17th. To be determined whether it's those of you that are in the club or coming as a +1, or it's an open invite for all. That said, if all apes and mutants are invited, the studio is not, like, I don't know how many more he could invite. The studio is just not that big. I mean, it's big, but it's not, you couldn't fit everyone. Would that be called Wape Fest? I don't get it. Like, we're accepting a WAPE offer? Maybe. Good luck today to the Ronaldo fans. He's not the GOAT, but good luck to the Ronaldo fans. Good luck to Lamine Yamal fans. He might be the GOAT someday. So might be Gilberto Mora, even though he's going to be playing in Tijuana for the next few years. I had something else I was going to cover, but it's not hitting me. Must not have been that important. We will be back. Yeah, it's probably 10%, 90% tomorrow. No, I do think I don't know. It's probably Ape Fest, but I don't think it's. I could very well be convinced it's probably not Ape Fest by tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see if we get any more clues between now and then. I'll be interested to see if the Board Ape Yacht Club account actually reposts or even references this people post or not. Not that really tells us any one thing or another, but yeah, just be curious to see what's next. Where do we get from here? Where do we go from here? Burglary. Maybe I did see someone say maybe Angela gets it's the first Clubhouse wedding. Yeah, she could have had it there if she didn't sell her mutant kid. On my Panini post, Power Pete Pay asked, do I think they're actual sports card collectors or just Web3 trading degens? I think both. I think there's definitely some. I mean, we've heard from, Spinotron, for one, started as a sports card collector, and now he started collecting Panini NFTs. Yeah, I think a combination of both. I think there's some Web3 degens that have become Panini collectors. There's probably a lot that fall under, similar to myself, where I was a sports card collector, albeit not a huge one. I collected cards as a kid, got back into it a little bit during the pandemic, and then I found Top Shot, and I went down the rabbit hole of on-chain assets, of collectibles on-chain, and then really stopped. I haven't collected Top Shot or anything for a while, and then now it's just like breathing life back into it. Something new but old, something established but new to me. And so I would consider myself a Web3 degen that also happens to collect some sports cards, but more on the Web3 degen side. But I believe in the thesis of digital collectibles, and that they're just a superior way to collect than the physical variant. Zane just cracked the code too. If you want to get into the Beeple party, you must have the limited edition hat, otherwise you can't attend. That's it. You heard it here first. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern time. If you've not yet hit the reminder, I will pin it up top all the way. Also, a reminder, you got like about 24 hours left on that Good Vibes monthly mint. Their high vibes or high motion, I can't remember what they call it, but the monthly thing where, but if you do mint it, make sure you follow that thread and repost it or quote tweet it to be entered into the giveaway. Again, you could win up. It's like almost a $4,000 Otani moment. Freudian slip. Otani card. It's hilarious. With that, we'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate y'all being here. Thanks so much for your time today. Appreciate everyone who gave us some love. Appreciate all of you who stayed here as opposed to leaving us for that at the Clubhouse space and not finding out any new information. I greatly appreciate all of you. You're the real club members. You're the real OGs. You're the real community members. I'm kind of kidding, but I'm just gonna keep the bit going until they change their time. I'll keep the underhanded or backhanded like slight jabs until they change their time. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Until then, have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone.